Hey gang, it's True Crimes Cops Do with Miss Erin. I just received an email from a viewer and it says, Dear Erin, almost every day in the news I read about more people in jails and prisons overdosing on drugs. How can this be, given how jails and prisons inherently are? Isn't it hard to get people and things like drugs in and out of prison? Sincerely, everyone in every place in every country. Well, thanks for writing in, everyone in every place in every country. That's a great question and a big mystery. But before we can solve this mystery, first we have to find out how cops are connected to prisons. What's this word right here? Does anyone know what this word is? It's ACAB. But do you know what the letters in ACAB are for? Well, A is for apple, C is for car, A is for apple again, and B is for brick. But what else does ACAB stand for? It means all cops are bastards. Bastards is an old-fashioned way to say bad. All cops are bad. But what's a cop? Well, a cop's a cop, or a police officer is another way to say it. They're the ones who kidnap people off the street and make them get locked in the jail. It also means sheriffs and their deputies. They usually run the jails too. It also means the FBI and all those other federal agencies spying on the people of their own country. They're probably watching this right now. It also means U.S. Marshals, even if they make good TV guys. And it definitely means ICE, who like kidnapping people off the street to lock them in cages even more than your regular local police do. But that's not all ACAB means. It also means prosecutors who say everything a cop says is true and cause for us to be locked in a cage. They also say it's good every time a cop shoots and kills one of us, and that cop can keep his job and maybe win an award. ACAB also means judges who agree with the prosecutor and cops that it's a good idea to lock a person in a cage. It also means all the elected politicians passing laws for bigger, newer jails everywhere and more money for more cops. So, do you think ACAB includes prison and jail guards? You're right, it does. ACAB does include corrections officers too. So, back to the mystery. How are all these drugs getting in all these jails and prisons? Prisons have thick, strong walls, and if there's windows, they're made of strong, unbreakable plastic and sometimes covered in bars. People sent to jails and prisons have to get naked a lot of times to prove to the guards that they don't have anything hidden on or in them. So how are the drugs getting in? Could it be from friends and family? No. During COVID, most jails and prisons banned all in-person visits from friends and family, and many haven't started them back up again. It's impossible to give someone drugs over a phone or video call. So how are those drugs getting in there? Could it be in books? No. More and more jails and prisons moved away from paper books and newspapers, especially since COVID. The COs say it's to keep the drugs out. But even in jails and prisons without paper books, drugs still keep getting in. How? Are incarcerated people just going outside into town and buying drugs? No, you don't get to just walk around to town when you're incarcerated. You're locked in a cage most of the time, and if you try to leave, the COs and cops can shoot you dead. Are the drugs coming in the mail? No, for the same reason they're not coming in the books. That's not allowed anymore. So, if drugs aren't getting in through incarcerated people's friends or family or books or from outside or from the mail, how are they getting in? Maybe someone is floating drugs in with pretty balloons. Or maybe an airplane? What about a bird? Oh, here come the COs. They're all coming from their homes in town to work. I'm sorry I wasn't able to solve this mystery, gang. Oh, one of them has a present. That's nice. It must be his birthday. I'll do more research, I promise, to try to solve the mystery of how all the drugs are getting in all the jails and prisons. Aw, they're all inside the prison now at their jobs at work. I hope they have a fun party in there with that present. Hopefully I can solve the mystery soon, so hit like and subscribe to find out what happens with this in-depth investigation. XOXO, this is Miss Erin of the 13th Shift Post Information Operations and Psychological Warfare Battalion serving Miss Rachel's Army signing off. Bye!